Poliovirus belongs to the family Picornaviridae, together with hepatoviruses, cardioviruses, and the genus Enterovirus. Enteroviruses are viruses that have their replication and life cycle in the gastrointestinal tract of the host, and it shares through the feces of the host as well. It is a non-enveloped virus. It doesn't have a nuclear membrane around it, but it is a positive sense single-stranded RNA, meaning its RNA can be used as a messenger RNA in the synthesis of its protein. There are three serotypes, serotype 1, 2, and 3, and these serotypes are differentiated by the capsid on the virus. So type 2 wild polio has been eradicated from the world since 1999, and it is transmitted from one person to another by oral contact with the fecal material of an infected person. So this is just a short video to help us understand the pathogenesis of poliomyelitis. The pathogenesis starts with ingestion of food that is contaminated by poliovirus, that's water or water and food, and that is what we all do. We eat and we drink water. So when the person eats food that is contaminated with the feces of someone who is infected with the poliovirus, the virus gets into the intestine of the person, and the intestine has these receptors known as the CD155 receptors. And these receptors, of course, polio cannot start its infection without getting these receptors, and the receptors are found in the throat and in the intestine. So when the virus gets into the intestines and attaches itself to the receptors, it undergoes conformational changes and releases its positive sense RNA. And when it releases the positive sense RNA, it uses the host material to synthesize its protein. So when it synthesizes the protein, then it goes ahead to synthesize a negative strand, which will be a complementary for another positive strand. And after that, these components are then synthesized together to form a poliovirus. So this process goes on and on and on, and many polioviruses are formed. So when the poliovirus finds itself in the CNS by crossing the blood-brain barrier, it destroys the motor neurons that activate the muscles, causing acute flaccid paralysis. Acute flaccid paralysis is the golden standard for detecting poliovirus. So these are images of people who have been disabled by poliovirus. So these are the evidence of acute flaccid paralysis. So the clinical spectrum of poliovirus infection. So out of the 100% of people who are infected by polio, the 90 to 95% are asymptomatic. These people do not show any sign and symptom. With these people, the virus remains in the GIT, but it shares through the feces. So even though the person is asymptomatic, the person can transfer or transmit the disease to another person if another person comes in contact with the person's fecal material. And then we have 4 to 8% showing clinical illness, such as headache, nausea, vomiting, and stiff necks. But with, when you go back to check after 60 days, the illnesses will not be detected. And we have 0.5% being permanently paralyzed. And with these people, it could be fatal. Sample collection. So we take 2 samples 24 hours apart, two samples 24 hours apart, because the virus shares through the feces of the infected person. So when these samples are taken, we take it within 14 days because that's the incubation period of the virus, and we take it of a reasonable size. So these are the containers in which the samples are taken. And then when the sample gets to us at Noguchi, we do the inspection of the shipment, inspect the case investigation form to verify whether the sample that we received is really the sample that came with the case investigation form. We open to inspect to verify if the sample is cold, because poliovirus is very sensitive to heat. So if the sample comes to us warm, then we have problems with our results. We can go back to refer that when the sample came to us, this was the condition in which it came. We assign lab members, log them into our data reception book, and store them at 8 degrees Celsius if we are not ready to work on it. But if we are ready to work on it, we send them to the hood and then we start. So we add 9 milliliters of PVA, that's phosphate buffer saline plus, containing magnesium and calcium, which stabilizes our virus. And then we have chloroform, streptomycin, and other antibiotics to help kill any microorganism present in the sample. Then we transfer 2 grams of each fecal sample into the corresponding label tube. Shake vigorously for 20 minutes by doing mechanical shaking. Then after that, we do centrifugation for 20 minutes at 3,000 revolutions per minute. The spinatus is then transferred into label tubes and then we start with our inoculation. But we can never do our inoculation without washing ourselves. And in the polio lab, we culture L20B and RD cell lines. L20B shows cytopathic effects for poliovirus, and RD shows cytopathic effects for enterovirus, which poliovirus is also part. So we expect poliovirus, if it's present, to show cytopathic effects for L20B and RD also. We use the growth media and the maintenance media, growth media containing 10% FBS, because it's going to grow our cells. But maintenance media is not going to grow our cells, it's just to stabilize our cells for inoculation. So we just need 2% of FBS. But the cell comes in flats like this, and they are attacked on this surface where the media is. So we do what we call trypsinization. It's a mechanism we employ from digestive system, where we know trypsin breaks down protein during digestive system. So we use that to detect the cells by breaking the proteins they use to attach to the surface. So that's trypsinization being done. And then we transfer them into this flat-sided phase tubes. L20B, as I said, is sensitive for polioviruses. So if we inoculate into L20B and it's positive, we go ahead to pass into RD. So if it's still positive for RD, then yes, we are sure that it's a poliovirus. But which type of poliovirus? So we send it to ITD, which is intratypic differentiation, for the virus to be determined whether it's serotype 1, type 2, or type 3. But if it's negative, we do what we call the blind passage by passing it into another L20B. So if we find it to be positive, then we go ahead to do what I said earlier. But if it's negative, then we record it as L20B negative. And for the RD, we do inoculation for, when we inoculate into RD and it's positive, we pass into L20B. Okay, it's positive for RD, meaning it's an enterovirus. So let's go ahead to inoculate into L20B to verify whether it's polio. So if you inoculate into L20B and it's positive, we do the blind passage again for RD. The report to the ITD if it's positive. But if it's negative, we refer it as L20B isolated. We send it for identification. So we have the cells. I got the opportunity to treat 20 samples, and 5 were from Western region in Ghana, 5 were from Brown-Hafo, 10 was from Benin. So a total of 20, and out of them there was no poliovirus isolate. But we had non-polio enterovirus. These are the figures, and we had negative virus also. Sorry, negative isolate. So we had 12 for non-polio enterovirus and 8. And we also sampled them according to ages. So these are the values for sampling according to ages. So this is a graph showing us the percentage of the viral isolates. So in general, we have 60% of our samples being from enterovirus and 40% being from being negative or for known causes. So these are for the ages and the gender. So discussion and conclusion. Over 50% of our cases treated were from enterovirus, and 40% of the cases treated were from unknown causes. So this highlights the fact that acute flaccid paralysis is not caused by poliovirus only, but can be from other enteroviruses. It can be from other microorganisms. So it is recommended that these samples are taken for further testing. And then non-polio isolated samples from both Ghana and Benin proves that both Ghana and Benin are polio-free. Ghana was declared polio-free in 2014, and Benin was declared polio-free in 2015. So polio can be prevented by immunization by the inactivated poliovirus or the oral poliovirus. And then sanitation interventions in reducing fecal-oral transmission. We should wash our hands before eating our food, because poliovirus is sensitive to heat. We should treat our water well, boil them before drinking. That's if you are drinking water from streams, rivers, and other sources. And as Nelson Mandela said, polio respects no border. As long as one child suffers, all children are at risk. And polio doesn't affect only children, it affects adults also. President Roosevelt is an evidence. He got polio when he was 39 years old. So we should all keep our environments clean, and I think we can all verify that the clean environment helps all of us to be healthy. So these are the references I used. I would like to thank the African Research Academy and my mentor, Dr. Odun, for his immense support and being there for me 24/7. And then to my supervisors, Ms. Deborah Pratt and Mr. Bismarck Management, and the entire staff of the Biology Department, my fellow interns of Rao G and Leguchi interns as well. You helped me very well to adapt to Leguchi. Thank you very much. So we just do isolation of poliovirus. So if it's not a poliovirus, we report to them and they will do further testing to other labs. But we just deal with poliovirus.
You don't get that result.
Yes, we do.
Thank you very much.